United agenda, and yes, we've just taken 3 points at, I said Filbert Street earlier, but it's not. It's King Power Stadium.
We did. I saw it and I couldn't stop laughing.
Against the Leicester side, who, to be honest, are not very good. We played them a few times. They've been They've made us look good. They've made us look good this season. But I'm joined today by the wonderful Mr. B. Done a brilliant watch along just now. Animated, funny, and just brightened up our day. Mr. B, how are you feeling 15 minutes after your watch along? What you got to say for yourself?
I'm happy. I don't care who we beat. That's never been an issue. I just want to win games.
Yeah,
I think we're now starting to win with not a swagger, but the last few games you've seen that the beginning of his run, we weren't creating chances. Now we're creating chances. All right, it's Leicester and it's Sociedad, but you look at the Arsenal one, I think that was maybe the mental one in the player's head that maybe got to them and said, all right, do you know what? We can actually do this. So I'm happy that we're creating chances. You know, we're not going to win every game, but just keep creating. You know, we're then going to see how bad -9 is. I mean, his finish today was a very good finish today. I'll hold up my hand and say well done to that. But you know, before it was, we're not creating chances. Now let's finish the chances that we are starting to take now. You know, but yeah, I'm happy. We go into the international break under no stress, no pressure. You know, so yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, big up to the Essex boy, Manchester United fan, and friend of the channel, regular on here, Stuart Marshall. Stuart Marshall, I want to ask you, you're a striker. I know you've banged a lot of goals throughout your career.
Many years ago.
Have you ever had a drought as bad as Rasmus?
No one has, have they? Bloody hell. I think I've probably gone about 3 or 4 games before, but not 3 or 4 years.
What? They said 22 hours or something like that, something stupid like that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Stuart, how you doing, man? Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. How you feel? Like, you're a real passionate Red, and you do get emotional sometimes, Stuart. I see you in the comments. But how are you feeling? Now you've had 15 minutes after the game.
I'm happy. Do you know what? It's cut a long story short. I had a banging roast dinner this afternoon. Watch Newcastle win their first trophy for 70 years.
Well done.
Tottenham lost. Hoyland scored his first goal for about 10 years. Then Garnacho scored his first goal for like 17, 18 games, is it?
Wow.
And then to top it off, Onana kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
What a day.
Good day.
Brilliant stuff. Let's say hello to a few people in the comments. King Dino is in the house. Hi, King Dino. How you doing? Big up to Grace Sheridan saying Delaho is the best right wing back in the world now. 500k contract incoming. King Dino saying here, I just want to point out that we would be in relegation zone if it wasn't for Bruno. We want to talk a little bit about Bruno as well, because clearly he's everyone's man of the match. I'm sure of that. But just want to give him props, man. He's done really well today. Big up to Mr. Potus. How you doing? He said hi to everyone on the panel. I'm sure to everyone in the comments as well. Make sure you press the like button, guys. And Patrick Pillows in the house saying, good evening, lads. Hey, Stuart. A rare game we played in second gear and controlled it. Feel for heaven. That looked bad and yet thrilled with a mask on his debut. Yeah. Let's start with the team lineup. Obviously, there's a lot of injuries, and luckily we're going into a break now, so hopefully it gives an opportunity for players to come back. But we started with a lineup. There's before the game, Stuart, there's a bit of rumor going around that Onana wouldn't start. Yeah. What do you know about that? Because I don't know anything about it.
I just probably about as much as you, Yabba. I see a bit on social media saying that he was very doubtful. Apparently it's a stomach bug, but no, luckily he played really, wasn't it? Because he had a bit of a blinder tonight.
Okay, so he started. Who's the reserve goalkeeper? Is it the Turk?
No. But injured.
Me. Was it me? Was somebody me? Tom me or Ben me or something?
Yeah, 22 years old. I don't know nothing about him, to be honest.
I don't know anything about him either. I was a bit surprised. I thought Amas, Tom. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So let's look at the team. Mr. B, the back three. They started with the Lindelof and Heaven. Apparently, we don't have any defenders on the bench. No centre backs on the bench. So that was a bit obvious, right?
Yeah, I mean, Fredrickson apparently is a defender. I had a look. I didn't recognise his name, but he was never going to get on anyway. So yeah, it was those three. I mean, the thing is, they say it's a good job we've got so much centre backs.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like we're running out of them every other game. We're in one. I mean, Lindelof starting, he is what he is. He's not going to be there next season. I have no problem with that. Play out your contract. You're fit to play now. Magically after the transfer window's closed, but you're fit to play. You're here to do your job. You put yourself in the window. You play as best as you can. He's going to be gone. I have no problem with that. I think he's our future captain.
He's a beast, absolute beast.
I really do. Yeah, technically he's not the most sound, but he played in. He got a whack on his ankle, and then there was another challenge afterwards where he got up and he was holding his arm. Those are players that I want to see playing for Manchester United, who are willing to leave everything on the pitch. He could still run, which was fine. But those are the players that I want, you know. So,
and then just quickly, Mr. B, that block he done late on to stop their goal when Vardy passed it back.
Yeah, exactly.
He puts his life on the line, doesn't he?
Yeah, I love it.
And that's what you want. That's what you want to see.
I think he takes pride in. They want to take pride in keeping clean sheets, and you can see even with Heaven when he was making these clearances and geeing up the crowd. So those three starting, I have no problem. What it will be in the future excites me. I'll be honest. What that centre back three could be in the future excites me, man.
Getting some balance, isn't it? Go to the midfield, Stuart. We went Dalot on the left, Maz on the right, and obviously Bruno Ugarte. Ugarte's back, isn't he? What's been going on with Ugarte? He hasn't been in the side for a few weeks.
He picked up a niggling injury, and he was out for a couple of weeks. He didn't look at the races tonight, to be honest. I don't think. But yeah, it's all good.
Okay, but with the people available, I mean, he's gone Bruno and Ugarte. Casemiro has dropped. I imagine.
Yeah, I think he was just rested tonight, Yabba.
Oh, rested. Yeah. Okay. So you think Casemiro is quite valuable at the moment?
At the moment, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Europe, definitely.
So ahead of them, we had Garnacho playing with Eriksen. That's a bit of it's different, slightly different. Well, we have seen this before, but Garnacho and Eriksen, I think that's a no-brainer. But the only one that's a bit of a question mark for me, which I was a bit bemused by, is the form guy, Xerxes, was dropped or benched or rested?
I think 100% rested. You wouldn't drop him because
Why would you have rested him?
Because it's Leicester. I don't know, Mr. B. I don't know.
He hasn't been called up. You know, like if he had been called up to the squad, maybe I would have been more inclined to think, okay, fair enough. But it was just a weird one for me. Why he didn't start?
Yeah, I was a bit baffled, to be honest, as well, because I had him down to start. But I mean, when he comes on, though, I'm liking him more and more every time I see him. I put my hands up. I didn't like the fellow when we first signed him. Didn't like him one bit. But he's got his head down, and when he come on, he looks so strong. He's got pace. So yeah, I think, like I said, once we get a decent number 9, -9, whatever, I think he'll do good things at Man United.
Because this team, the starting team, was decent enough. We started the game pretty well. But Leicester did, give it a little something at the beginning of the game. But we picked up, and after 28 minutes, wow, it's been like 220 hours or something. But after 28 minutes of this game, the guy scored. It's at Haaland. Now, with strikers, you do need a patch of confidence, don't you, sometimes, to finish off your dinner. It still looked a bit awkward. I thought he messed it up, but what a great through ball by Bruno initially.
You think he messed up the finish?
No, just the touch, the first few touches to get away. Yeah, he's got kind of slowed it up and everything. But yeah, Bruno set him free. He sort of hang on side a bit and then ran on and obviously slotted it with his weaker foot. I mean, how did you guys feel? I mean, were you shocked? Did you pass out? Did you
That's when I started on the brandies.
I mean, but you must be delighted for him, guys.
Yeah, absolutely over the moon. I think he's had his critics, but he's a likable lad. I mean, he's still only 21. It's hard playing for Man United. It's hard playing for this badge, but he gets his head down, and let's hope now after the international break he goes on a run. Who knows? He could go on a run. We'll see what happens.
Mr. B, I mean, I wasn't with you when the goal was scored, but just remind us what your reaction was like. Minus 9. You call it -9. You made up the name, Jim.
He's still not going to lose it. He's still not. He has to do a lot more than that to read. One goal is not going to be enough. Trust me. But
is he -8.5 now?
He's still -9 because he's going to go out there next week and fluff it. The finish was good. You were right about the touches out of his feet seemed to be a bit awkward, but once he got it where he wanted it, the finish, the goalie wasn't saving that. It was curling away right into the side there. The goalie wasn't saving that. So fair play to him. Fair play to him to finish. He's, as I said, now he's starting to get chances. We're now going to see what level of a striker we now have on our hands. You know, because I said they could have a scarecrow playing up front. You know, just dangling it from a piece of string because they weren't finding him with the pass. They weren't looking for the striker. Now, for whatever reason, they seem to be more effective. I think a big change is Garnacho playing on the right.
Right.
Because he can't not necessarily shoot, but his better foot is obviously his right foot. So when he cuts in, he feels that he can always score. Where he cut in on his left foot, he guided it in more. So I think now he's more thinking, okay, if I get the technique right, cutting, and then obviously he's always got the option to go either side now. And he goes, you see, like we moaned about Anthony, where Anthony didn't go outside or Rashford didn't go outside. Garnacho can go outside, but he's now able to go. I just think the right side suits him a lot more than playing on the left.
Okay. So with the goal, though, I mean, he was hanging on the shoulder of the defender, made a good run. The defender didn't really stop the ball. I thought that was a bit of a mess up by the defender.
We talk about the offside goal.
No, just talking about
Bruno's
Bruno. Okay.
Yeah, come on, Haaland doesn't score often, so let's give him at least 5 minutes on this, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So the ball came over from Bruno, and the Leicester defender, kind of
fluffed it,
missed it.
Yeah, he fluffed his lines a bit there.
He required it.
Yeah, well, I would say delete, but that's yet to come. So yeah, I mean, finishing with his right foot, it gives him a lot of confidence, doesn't it? What do you think about his celebration? It was a bit execution. Did you see what he did?
No, but that's his celebration.
Game of Thrones.
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one.
Gladiator.
Oh, right. Right,
yeah. That's his gladiator celebrations.
Undertaker does that as well. Does the thing when he goes to do his finishing move. I wonder what he's doing there. But it's a bit like, like, calm down, bro.
You scored a goal against Leicester after 25 games, exactly. But look, a goal is a goal. It makes that explosion of whatever he's got. I mean, you probably the whole of summer he practiced his goal celebration. He never could give anybody it. So. The
thing is, he's got it in him. He's got it. You can see that finish. It was a great finish. It's a natural striker's finish.
Yeah.
So he has got it in his locker, but it needs to be regular, obviously, doesn't it?
Shall we do some comments? Yeah, just jump in, guys. If you want to attack anybody, feel free. Greetings, gang. Should we say hi to Simon Warner? He said, "What?"
Yeah, let's attack Simon.
Yeah. Stephanie saying here, big up to everyone on the panel. Thanks, Stephanie. Kieran saying, I'm also agreed Delete has been a good signing. Simon saying, we've beaten Leicester 4 games in a row. They haven't scored for 7 matches, and our goal difference is -3, and now 13 I think we're 14th in the table. We got Patrick saying here, agree, lads, Bruno deserves his laurels for the past few weeks, but he cares and he plays for the badge. I have all the time in the world for that. Rare clean sheet, says Simon. Vince, how you doing? Well, hey, the lads. Yes, obviously Newcastle have done something special today. Stephanie saying here, Delit is the body on the line defender, definitely a future captain. Bruno's goal run continues, says Simon Warner. Poultice saying here, I don't understand either why Searchy didn't start alongside Garnacho in the 210s, I imagine. We now have 2 youngsters injured, Euro and now Heaven as well. That's a question. I just think, before I forget, I'm coming like Mr. B now, but Mr. Bathtime was saying the other day that he doesn't want to play Heaven because he's too young, too inexperienced and everything else. Is it a risk when they're getting injured like this to play 18-year-olds? I'll wait till I finish the comments, but that's something I just want you guys to think about before we finish. Ericsson deserved the goal with his effort off the post. Woo! Yeah, can we just get a touch on that? Wow.
Great effort. Whoa, bend on it. Wow.
Did he mean it?
Of course he
Yeah,
did.
he meant it.
Okay,
He meant it.
all
Of
right.
course he did.
Okay, all right, let's move on. As Amos is 18 today, happy birthday, Amos. We'll talk about him in a sec. All right, there's two things. Should we talk about Amos now? Quickly.
Yeah.
No, actually, let's leave it. He came on the second. Let's leave it for now. Haaland's goals was rare spot in Loch Ness Monster, says Simon. I still don't think Haaland has a future with us. I'd like to see him gone in the summer. Rasmus, 24th goal for United in 82 games. Hopefully, there's a catalyst for more goals to come. Simon saying here, our next game is Forest away. Wow. Before or after the internationals? Be after.
After.
Patrick saying, I'm not sure how much money we will have in the summer. So if Rasmus can get some confidence and grow into the role, that can only be good for us. Positive. Dorgu will be good for Haaland with his Danish compatriot. Shane Ganacho's first goal didn't count. Yeah, he went and done the celebration, didn't he? And then it looked a bit silly.
He shouldn't have been off. He shouldn't have been off.
And a couple more here. Simon saying, if Evans' injury was anything to do with ligaments, I know how he feels. I'm still recovering from it myself. Sorry to hear that, Simon. Good. Wish you all the best to get well soon. Rasmus has the raw materials, just needs to put it all together and start a goal and assist run. Yeah, I asked you a question. I bet Mr. B doesn't remember what I asked you. Stuart, do you remember what I asked you during the comments?
What about Harry Amos?
No, before that.
No. Go on.
Come on, guys. I asked you.
Listen. He's been drinking, and I'm me. So let's.
The last thing you said, Yabba, was about Harry Amos, and then then about the comments.
Yeah, before that, I said something. Here's something to think about before I finish the comments, and it's like, never mind. All right, so look, we got 1-0 up. It was a great goal by Bruno assist and Haaland scoring the goal. Really nice stuff. And we weren't really threatened after that. So we got in at half time, 1-0 up. And in the second half, another goal by Garnacho. And this came after the original goal that was disallowed. Now, Stuart, I think you wanted to talk about the goal that's disallowed. It was a good move, wasn't it? It's nice to see us playing football in open play, scoring goals like that.
Yeah. Bit of
fluency.
Yeah. But yeah, great move, great finish. Does that silly celebration, doesn't he? Sitting on the old bollard thing, whatever you call it, the advertising hoarding. And then, but yeah, 3 minutes later, he made up for it, didn't he?
Is there a rule that you have to be like under 21 to go on that hoarding with him?
Yeah. It's usually, who is it? It's usually Ahmad and Hoyland, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Cobby gets involved, yeah.
All right. And then he does go and score eventually after that. Mr. B, can you remember the goal? Can you talk us through the goal? This is Garnacho. I mean,
it was a good finish. It was the goalie. I mean, to be fair, when I looked at it first, I didn't think the goalie had time to set, and he didn't have time to set his feet, but he got down well. But he gave the goalie no opportunity. As soon as it hit the box, bang. And I said, my son was here. You see, once whether it was offside or not, you feel, you hear the sound of the net in it. You hear that, some things just remind you of what you're supposed to be doing. Because I don't believe if he didn't score the first chance or have it offside, he would have scored the second one. I just feel that he's now been reminded of what he's supposed to be doing. That, I just feel he plays better on the right anyway. He has to use his brain more. And I think he needs to be still educated and learn. Maybe on the right, he's always played on the right. He thought he knew everything. Now it's different for him. He's now got to get his head up before he crosses the ball. Whereas, he was getting his head down and trying to beat the player. Now he has to either stand the player up or pass the ball back to zone 14, which they were doing. That's where Bruno got his goal from. So there's a lot of technical things that you can see the players are now picking up and learning. Even down to when they get into that position. Remember, under Ten Hag, I used to say to you, when they got into certain positions, they didn't know what they were doing. Now, when Dalot gets into that area, it's the cutback. I know BATHTIME hates it. He says it's not the first time cross, and I was losing my mind a couple of times as well. But it takes the defenders out of the game.
Right.
It takes it. If you actually watch what happens in it, the defenders go with the runners. So if the ball is then recycled, the midfielders then come in and time their run, and that's where this going. And even Mason Mount, when Mason Mount first came back, and I said he had 3 shots in the 3 games where that's the area he was running, but he fluffed the shot. Bruno's not missing those. Yeah. Bruno's not missing those. You know, so I think there's now a system that the players are now beginning to understand, and it took Amorim time. Garnacho's always played on the left. Do you know what I mean? So Amorim's going to come in and see him playing on the left in training and think, okay, now I think he's realised we don't need him on the left. We've got Xerxes who can do a job there, you know, and he's completely different to, you know, he's not going to be running. Xerxes looking for the assist, you know, and all Garnacho, I think, really needs to learn is to shoot. You see how Rasmus shot across the goal today?
Yeah.
He has to shoot across the goal. If he's in that, don't go near post because goalies ain't. Shoot across the goal. If the goalie makes the parry, like our goalie does, bloody Poppadom wrist, then you're gonna get you're gonna get the following. You're gonna get the following. So I think there's a lot more players understanding their roles now. Those are the things that I like to see. We won the game 3-0. That's fine, but you can see the switches from the left, the early ball out when we shift everybody over. We shift everybody over to one side. Ping, boom, the ball's out. That's how Dalot scored his goal. And the fact that he gave the geezer some swag, for his assist, he broke him up. He left him on the floor. That's what I want my wide men to be doing, regardless of. And that's what Garnacho would have done differently, but he would have been going to go past the player. If you're 1-on-1 in the third, go past the player. Don't respect them. You're a professional footballer. Show them something. Boom, go past them. Deliver goals.
Can I ask you? I mean, you've just heard what Mr. B had to say about the second goal with Garnacho, and just in general, can you just summarise? You're a fan. You go to games, and everything. Since Amorim's come in, obviously it takes time to learn something. But are you seeing signs now that players like Garnacho and the rest of the team are starting to improve? And just tell me what areas you're seeing improvements in with regard to Man United, because you get to see the whole game.
Yeah, well, you got to think. I mean, in the last, take out the Fulham FA Cup game, we're 6 games unbeaten. I know we've played Sociedad twice in that run. There's still people say, "Oh, they're poor." You still got to go out with the games, haven't you? But yeah, there's such a big improvement. I've noticed it more since the Arsenal, not the first half because that was terrible, but since the second half at Arsenal, Sociedad the other night, today, the players are actually looking like they actually know what they're doing out on the pitch, and we've not seen that for months and months and months on end. So yeah, it's reassuring considering we've still got what 7, 8 regular first teamers out, squad players out. It's good to see. But I love Garnacho anyway. I'm not going to slate him. I love the boy. Absolutely love him.
You know, on his channel, I mean, you're a regular on his channel, Stuart, but a lot of people have been saying, Mr. B, that Garnacho can't shoot and he misses a lot. But today he delivered.
Listen, look, don't want on that side. Listen,
on the left,
to you, on the left, he's a bag of shit. On the right hand side, I will hold up my hand and say he's doing a sterling job. Yeah.
See, what you got to remember, guys, is these are all still kids. They're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Hoyland Garnacho, what, 21? Cobby's 20, 21. Heaven and Chido Obi's 17. Heaven's, Amas. All these, they're all kids.
Yeah.
But this is what Man United are about, bringing through the youth, the playing in the Man United way. So this was never going to happen overnight. And I don't know did you guys watch the Ratcliffe Gary Neville interview the other night?
I still haven't seen it all, unfortunately.
You got make sure you watch it, Yabba. 45 minutes. It's like Ratcliffe. I mean, I've been slagging him off to the max lately. But when you watch this interview, he's actually doing the right things about sacking all this staff. I'm not going to go deep into it, but we are going in the right direction. We really, really are. And we obviously with the new stadium, a lot of people still want to stay at Old Trafford. We've got to move forward. This is not 1980, 1990 anymore. We're Man United, the biggest club in world football, up with Real Madrid, Barcelona, whoever. We need the best stadium in Europe, in the world, and it can't happen overnight. I'll be the first to say, it's been poor football, which it has been, but like Ten Hag kept saying, trust the process.
Yeah. A really good point.
I trust this one. I trust this process a lot more, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Great points, both of you, honestly. Just going back to you, Mr. B, not to repeat what you were saying, but you did touch on the third goal. But you talked about a switch. So the way we're playing, we sort of create an opening for the fullbacks, the wing backs to get in. And Casemiro's got that about him.
I couldn't work out. It was someone in the chat who told me who hit the pass. I couldn't work out for the life of me who hit the pass. But he hit it, and I thought, okay, but this is something that we've been doing. This is something. But it's just for Dalot to show the fact that he gave him something, man. He didn't just run past him. He gave him the step over. And the man was on his ass. So Dalot had all the time in the world to look up and find Bruno with the pass. It was perfectly executed. Everything about the goal, I just thought, that's beautiful, man. That's
straight off the training ground, that goal. Straight off the training ground.
Yeah. She understands you. You said it. You summed it straight off the training ground. We're now seeing stuff that he's doing in training with these players. It's taken a lot longer. I mean, look, I don't want to get carried away in it because
no.
Because of who we're playing, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And if
exactly.
we've had the shit where they didn't have a clue. They had no idea. Now they understand. I think it's going to give them belief. Everybody's always skeptical of what's going on. Without
sorry, Mr. B, without getting carried away, we've got a 2-week international break now. And a lot of these players are not in there playing for their country. Garnacho, there's no English players in England's squad. Garnacho's not been called up for Argentina. Blah blah blah. So he's got another 2 weeks to work with these players. Maybe get 2 or 3 back. Then we've got Forest away, then City at home. So then it's going to be we get through them 2 games with 4 points, preferably 6, and then we can start going forward even more, can't we?
You're talking about 6 points and 4.
Yeah.
I would have. I'll be honest. The way that they've been playing, and what Forest have been doing. I would take 2. It wouldn't benefit us. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Okay, it wouldn't benefit us points wise in the table.
No.
But if we mentally don't lose to those 2 teams, because if we win one and lose one, I know it's better for us points wise in the table, but we're not chasing anything at the moment.
Yeah, but Mr. B, what you got to remember, we're only 11 points off 5th place.
I saw some of these
4 wins with 9. That's 4 wins out of 9. You know what I mean?
Oh, Stuart. All right, Stuart.
I'm not getting carried away.
Yes, you are. This is the carried away part.
Close the drink cabinet. All right, shall we do some comments, guys? Should we do some comments?
Yeah.
Because a few people just arrived as well. He was by far the best player in the first half. Talking about Heaven, that's who I want to talk about.
Class.
And obviously it's good and bad. Great performance just today, but obviously the bad was with the injury. We can now relax. Our relegation fears are over, says Simon. Richard Hawkins saying here, great to get a win. Talk to Stephanie. Big up to Overhead Kick says, guys, hit the like button. We won. Come on now. He's giving us a fist and a muscle bicep pump. Yes. Hope you're doing well, Pappy. Simon Warner saying tonight we are above Spurs, something to be happy about. Danny B's in the house. Say hi to Danny B. He's 100% Mr. B. Always said he's better on the right and facilitates and creates a lot more. So Mr. B gave a great example of why he plays better in that position. I was nodding all the way through. Really good points made there, Mr. B. Hope Stephanie, after the enemy losing today, I want to win the Europa League so bad. Richard would be delighted. And Richard, hopefully you can come on the show soon. Stephanie saying here, Garnacho better on the right. Will be interesting when Ahmad returns. Ahmad, do you remember him? Patrick Gillo saying here, Garnacho is frustrating, but he always keeps going and attacking his fullback. Heaven and Mas Collier played with a freedom today. It's really nice, isn't it? These naming boys like that. When's Maguire back? Says Stephanie. You're asking me? Andrew Williams giving it a rating. Anyone below average? Dalot. He's got a 4. That means below average. And Ericsson didn't play too well, according to Andrew.
I don't think Ericsson played well, but the low is the low in it. But as I said, for him to do what he did today, I'm happy. I'm happy. But the low is.
All right, guys. I want to talk to you. Here's the thing. I want both of you. Let's have a discussion on the performance today of Heaven, playing left centre back. Bath Time did discuss. This is what I was asked you to think about during the last.
I don't take no.
I remember now.
I take no notice of whatever Bath Time says to me now regarding football. I'm taking no notice of, because he doesn't see what I see. Stuart sees. Everybody that was in the chat, all right, there wasn't a million, but there was enough. There was enough to understand that we've got a special player. We have a special player. You know what I mean? Everything, he's come in and just slotted. You know, my thing was, oh shit, we haven't got Euro. My thing was, Euro's my guy, innit? But these youths with the plats, they're going with things at the moment. Yabba, you're inspiring them, you know. So yeah, no, I will hold up my hand and say, yo, these guys are really, really impressing me, man. And yeah, the thing with youngsters, there's sponges in it, and they want to learn, you know. But they seem to have the technical part of the game that we worry about as youngsters having. So fair play. I never heard anything about him. I was more happy that we got him from Arsenal. I'll hold up my hands and say that was my killer. Oh, we got him from Arsenal, you know. But then you start listening to these Arsenal, not the ones who just watch the first team, the ones who watch the reserves, the ones who watch them. They could not believe they were letting him go. And when you hear something like that from, not say people I trust, but just people who you know, just around the way, and they're proper Arsenal fans. They're not, they go to reserve games when they were playing up wherever they play, God's arse or whatever. They go to the games. So for them to be saying, we always knew about Cheeto, that's the one that they couldn't understand why they let go. So the fact that we're now seeing a level of potential, it's great. But there just seems to be defensively, I think they've all worked out what they're supposed to be doing. If Delict plays right, Delict plays central. Lindelof plays central, he can play left. Euro plays left or right. So now I think they're now understanding maybe each other's roles. So if they do have to slot into here, they will. So I think a lot of it has to do with coaching. Long may it continue. And that guy, we've got some special kids, man. And I hope it's nothing too serious.
That's a big endorsement you're saying there. What I did say, I mean, I don't want to sort of bury Bath Time. I'm not trying to do that. Bath Time made a good point when we discussed it the other day, Stuart. He was saying that when we're considering playing against Real Sociedad and the availability, he said maybe it's a bit too early and he's a bit too inexperienced to come in and have a start, And obviously the manager went and started him, and he started him today again as well. But the problem is, inexperienced, whatever. He got injured today. And I don't know what sort of injury it is. I don't think it's a broken bone, but it seemed like a serious injury. They didn't show replay it. But has Bath Time got a point that we have to be really mindful of playing youngsters because of what happened today? Euro's out, and now Heaven's out. Big loss for us. And also to talk about his performance as well, about the good things that he did.
It's a tough call, isn't it? Because if we would have played against Sociedad and got injured or scored an own goal, had a howler, then we'd be like, there you go. But you can see in the two, he's come on a couple of games and started today. You can see in these games, he's 18 years old. He's so composed on the ball. He can go past players. He can pass. He can dribble. He can tackle. He can head the ball. I know it's still early. He's still raw. Amrin loves him. I seen the press conference after the game. Amrin, he was asked about Heaven's injury. He said it's too early, blah, blah, blah. Could be 6 weeks or so. Who knows? But he said if he's fit, the lad starts. That's how much he is rated by Ruben Amrin at the moment.
Wow.
Class. He is. Like I said, he's only 18. He's still a kid. You've got to be careful. But you can see he's a born footballer. He's special. Like Mr. B said, we've got some
Let's-
special boys coming through.
So during the game, I mean, there was, as a defender, what did he do well? I can recall a few things, but over to you. I mean, there was
Double
some-
interception. The first
Okay,
half,
go
he did a double block.
Yeah.
He went in for one, and then the second one he turned. But you know what I like? You see when he dribbles out from the back, and he's got a step that I tried to teach my son to move. It's simple. It's 1 foot, next foot, and you step out, and he's gone. And then he's got the whole of that space to play in. And you could see that he did it once, and then he did it the second time he did it. You could see he had the confidence to look around and move up the pitch. Now, the fact that he had him and Dorgu combination is the combination that I want to see, because it's natural. It's left to a left footer. With Dalot, he kept on coming back inside again. Where Dorgu went, and he went outside. That's what I think Amrin wants to see, because then it expands. The defenders either have to go with Dorgu or they have to touch him early. Now, if you have a midfielder dropping into that space, you've opened up, and you've now got the whole of this with no players in front of you, because you've pulled two out of position. So I think it's about understanding their roles and him having the confidence to say, yeah, I can do it. We have to understand that there's going to be times when he's going to try it and it's not going to work. But what if you look at it today, when he had the ball, the defenders didn't leave like an open space necessarily watching the gap, and they expect him to make the mistake, so they've moved over slightly. So there was a lot of little teeny weeny things, but confidence wise. Oh, man.
So did you see? So that was about interceptions and things, but let's talk about his attribute of pace. Daka for Leicester is rapid, and he said, right, who's this kid? I'm going to show him a little something. Do you remember that, Stuart?
Yeah.
I mean, Lord have mercy. He tried to take on our boy, tried to take on heaven, and wow.
He done him, didn't he? He took it off him.
So he ticks the box for pace, clearly, and recovery.
Like I said, the boy's got everything.
What about his heading? Have you seen him head much?
Say again, sorry?
Heading.
His heading's better than, I think his heading technique is better than Euro's. Euro doesn't have the so I think he probably Euro more needs to work on that. I mean, his heading is adequate enough, I think. I'm not going to say it's terrible. Xerxes can't head off a shit, but I think he can header, defensively.
What he done really well, I don't know if you recall this, Stuart, but the ball came over to him. He's just so composed. He flicked it over the defender's oncoming attacker's head and just brought it down.
And played a short pass inside.
What's all the fuss about? I was like, oh my God. You watch James, he's standard, but to actually remember, he's 18 years old. He just flicked it over a Premiership attacker's head who's running at him, trying to put him under pressure, and just strolled on like, what's all the fuss about? Unbelievable.
What you got to understand, all this thing about, he's too young, blah, blah, blah. Look, it's the old adage, the old saying that you keep saying, if you're good enough, you're young enough. When I was 18, I wanted to play football every day. I wanted to, and these boys are the same. It's in their blood. They want to play. Let them play. If they're good enough, chuck them in.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's talk about another youngster, because Andrew's talking about him here. He's saying he convinced Amas should have had 10 games this season. Congratulations, his birthday, and he got his first senior start today. Obviously, he came on because of the injury. He had to shuffle the pack, didn't he, when Heaven came off. He brought on the youngster in midfield who played right wing back, and then Maz went into the left centre back, and then later on Amas came on for his debut. Now we've not seen him; we've only seen him in the friendly for the senior team, but this is his first start. Thoughts, please. How do you think he performed? Surely you were doing a player cam on him.
Yeah, I mean he only played 15 odd minutes, I think, didn't he?
But
yeah, he looks lively. He looks typical youth player. Wants to get involved, wants to be on the ball. Yeah, I think he'll get a few games before the end of the season, and then we can see how good he really is.
Mr. B, what do you think of Amas? Because we were discussing him the other day. We said he turns out he's 5'11".
Yeah, he's definitely not 6'1". My eyes ain't the best, but I know he's not 6'1".
No.
I mean, look, he came on. He offers natural width. left-hand side. He had the confidence to do a Cruyff turn on the side, and Vardy sent him in, tried to send him into the stands with it.
Premiership football,
So, you know, there was little bits and pieces that I saw about his game. The fact that he's now being trusted, I don't know what it's taken him so long. It could be injuries. Dorgu's the one they spent the money on. So he's going to be first choice. They've also spent the money on the young guy, young Peru, left back, 18. Right. So we've got him. So whether it's to get him out or to get him in, you know, to get him advertised, you know, for a move, homegrown, all of that blah 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 nonsense, or whether or not they feel he can play, only time will tell. But injuries now mean that these younger players are now getting the opportunity to play.
Yeah.
And you can't throw them all in, but you can fill a gap here and there. You know, I mean, who's to say, all right, Maguire's back. Maguire is first choice, but come next season, what isn't it to say that, well, hold on a minute, Heaven, you know, can play that side. I don't think Martinez gets back in.
No.
You know, and this is about opportunity. And this is why I say I talk about opportunities. Rashford took his opportunity. When he had the chance to shine, he took his up. He scored in his European debut. He scored in his Premier League debut. He scored in his England debut. He took his chances. If these players take these chances, the club are going to save a whole load of money. Do you know what I mean? I'm not, you know, these players are now in, hold on a minute, we don't need Martinez, but we can sell Martinez for 40 million. You understand? And it doesn't affect what we do. Like Agate, we spoke about it, you know, Bath Time spoke about it. They didn't want Agate. He's not a bad player, but he could, you know, these are maybe things that we could now be able to look at and say, okay, we can get a change from here or a change from this player, you know what I mean? But you don't want to be, we've been so negative all season that I don't want this win to be like, oh, we're not back, you know, but you can see shoots. You can see
baby steps.
Here you go. Baby steps, you know.
Well, look, so we've won 3-0. Let's just go through the players, because I'm going to go back to Andrew's player rating. It's standard as it is. We wouldn't have a post-match show without Andrew's player rating, would we? So he's given Onana, just do a Bruce Forsyth, higher or lower. Onana 6. How was his performance today?
Oh, he played well today. I would have given him probably a 7.5.
Really?
Yeah, he played well. He played well, Mr. B. I mean, his kicking, I know Yabba he thinks his kicking's distribution is quite good, and it's poor, Yabba. But today, I thought it was on point. He had one scuff clearance that went off for a throw, but he had a couple of decent saves, didn't put a foot wrong. 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay, so 6 is you higher than the 6, Mr. B?
No, I would have gone 6. I don't think he had anything major to do. He had one save where it hit his arm from Vardy. But the rest of them were regulation. You know what? Maybe it's not Onana regulation. Maybe it's normal goalie regulation saves. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't give.
Yeah. As Roy Keane says, it's his job.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't give him more than a 6.
Well, it's a clean sheet, and so we've got Onana. With only a 6. But Heaven got 7. That rhymes, and De Ligt's got 6, and Lindelof got 4. Is that right? Am I doing this right?
That's a bit harsh. I think Lindelof's right, but I think that's a bit harsh.
I think it's harsh. Personally, I just want to say this: Heaven, for what he did, showed the pace, composure, interceptions, block tackles, all these things in the minutes that he had. He was on course for an 8. I would even say higher than the 7 there. With De Ligt, De Ligt was solid. Helped talk the youngsters through, and obviously Lindelof as well. Doesn't really talk much, but leads by example. Still a bit the same old thing with him. He's a bit weak sometimes. Doesn't just let the ball bounce when the ball come over a couple of that time when there's long ball. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with Andrew's scores there, guys. Higher, lower than a 6, 7, 6.
Yeah. I think the 4 for Lindelof is harsh.
Yeah, 6.
Heaven was definitely better than De Ligt. So if De Ligt's getting the 6, then Heaven has to get the 7 See, you can't give him a stroke 8 on that performance. To be fair, what's he got in midfield? Hello, man.
Bruno gets a 9 for me today.
Yeah.
Again, I mean,
I don't get the hate.
Oh, Mr. B. I mean, we would be Donald Ducks without him. You know what I mean? Come on,
Essex boy.
we've got 2 more assists today. Another goal. He's now become the 6th United player in Premier League history to get 50+ goals and assists, only behind Cantona, Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, and Rooney. The bloke's a United legend. There's no doubt about it. And you speak to any United fan, they'll tell you the same. He's class.
Outstanding today. So he's had 2 assists and a goal as well, and he finished the goal beautifully. That was a lovely finish as well. Yeah. I'm giving. For me, he's my man of the match.
Nines.
Every game off. He's getting high 9s for me. Bruno's last few games been brilliant, as he needs to be.
Since the criticism from Roy Keane, and sometimes it takes.
What did Roy Keane say?
When Roy Keane said he's not a proper captain.
He's not a leader.
He's not a leader. You know, they expect these captains to be. You know, if Roy Keane played now, he wouldn't last 5 minutes. He'd get sent off every game. You know, Bruno. Maybe he's the dressing room leader, but one thing he leads by example on the pitch.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, Bruno, he doesn't get injured. He covers every blade of grass. All right, it might not be the fastest player. You know, he might spam his passes. I know there's times but it's the drive to make Manchester United better. I don't think he takes the Manchester United bloody captaincy personally. He does. You know, so when he's on the pitch, he wants to win. He gets frustrated. Don't change.
I'll tell you what. Sorry, Mr. B. I see. So I can't remember. It was Steph or someone put in the comments earlier about he could be a potential Ballon d'Or winner. I think whoever said it, it's possible. If he was playing for Madrid now or Barca or
big team,
even Liverpool, it'd be a nomination. He's that good. He's that good. Bruno is.
Is he world class?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Really? You don't think he's world class? Yeah, but are you asking? Oh, yeah. I think so.
Of course he is.
No hesitation.
Yeah. No problem at all. He walks in.
No doubts about it.
He walks in. Does he? I'm not going to say he walks into Liverpool. He gets into Liverpool.
Yeah.
I rate him. He's better than bloody. What's that Arsenal twat? That going into Odegaard. I'm not having Odegaard in my team over Bruno.
I like him. No way, Mr. B. Make it right there.
Yeah. So and then who else is it? Chelsea? All right, they've got Cole Palmer, but he's fallen off a cliff. He's had 1 year of consistency. Bruno's had six years at our club, but doing it at that level.
Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm a bit confused. We do this show every day of the week. You're saying there's the guy that gets slated, and we slate him as well on the show sometimes.
Yeah, of course we do.
No hesitation, he's world class.
Yeah.
But there's been weeks and weeks where he's giving the ball away, he's been Hollywood passes, he's going to ground.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negativity said about him, and now we just say no, but he's world class.
Yeah, but if he doesn't,
Sorry. I'd like to see everyone in the comments what they think. Is Bruno Fernandes world class? Because I'm saying 100% without.
Define world class. Define world class.
Define world class. 2 words, Bruno Fernandes. There you go.
So basically, you're picking a world 11, someone who would get into most teams in his position, someone who's one of the best players in his position, someone.
Look at his numbers.
Look at his numbers. Incredible.
You've got to look at his numbers. I mean, you know, people will say, "Oh, it's 2-game hype." There's going to be people who say Bruno's been trashed for blah blah blah. Do you know what? He consistently every game tries, whether it comes off or not. It makes no. He sulks. He's petulant.
Yeah,
but that's what drives him on. We don't want, we want these stiff captains who nobody talks about. You know, Declan Rice, if he's a captain, perfect. Blah blah. He's not going to throw his hand up. Blah. No, man, we got Bruno. We got a little bit of Latin. You know what I mean? We've got that drive. We've got that little bit of something else. Yeah, he does piss me off, but Bruno is a world-class player. And if you think of the amount of his goal numbers, how do you know how much time Martial was missing? How much time Hoyland's missing?
Yeah.
These man how much time Rashford's missing when they're in, how much time Garnacho's. His numbers could be, if he was playing in a better team, creating those chances, his numbers are going to be higher.
Can I just slap? Can I just give you like a slap in the face with this one? Just to remind you about world class. Alex Ferguson, he managed for like 25 years at Man United, maybe 15 years prior to that as well at Aberdeen, and won the Cupwinners' Cup, and even managed Scotland in the 1986 World Cup. He was asked how many world class players he's managed, and he came out and said Cantona, Giggs, and Scholes, I think it was. So what about Roy Keane? What about Ruud van Nistelrooy? What about David Beckham? That's what he's the definition of world class. So it's easy to throw away around that term, but even Alex Ferguson said it was only Giggs, Cantona.
If Bruno went up for sale tomorrow, how much of the clubs do you think are buying him?
A 30-year-old.
Oh.
67 million, maybe.
67? Yeah. Excuse me. Was he 30 now, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to still be looking at 70, 80 mil. He's still got another 3 peak years in it, surely, isn't he?
Fair enough. All right. I've lost the strikers or whatever score. Well, here we go. We're back again. Ericsson gets a 5, Rasmus a 6, and Garnacho, Andrew liked him, got a 7. Higher or lower than a 7, 6, and 5, guys?
Yeah, I think Garnacho 7 for me, about right. Played well today. Trust he scored. Rasmus gets a 7. Should get a 10 really because he's bloody scored a goal.
Yeah. Would you give? You think Rasmus played better than Garnacho today?
No, he didn't. No. Garnacho was lively today, rapid. Yeah. But Rasmus gets a 7. I think 6 is, definitely. He's still his work rate, Mr. B. I know he's pony in front of goal, blah, blah, blah. But the boy can finish. And like we said earlier, hopefully he's going to run now.
I want to say hi to Stumpy Candletop. We're going back to the Bruno thing just quickly. If Saudi offered 120 million for Bruno, what would you do? You just said if we didn't have him, we get relegated. He's very important for us. Does money really matter? I mean, is he that valuable?
120 million what for now for one of our players?
For Bruno.
But if you take that, bro, do you know how much players that can buy? If somebody offers 120 million pound for Bruno, not in the summer where we have an option to get a replacement for Bruno, it's not costing us 120 million.
Well, Richard said he's going to take it
because Bruno, you got to remember where Bruno's playing. Bruno's not even playing in his position. Bruno's playing deeper. So I'm not being funny. We get 3 players with that money. We get 4 players with that money. So
I'm not taking it.
You're not taking it. I'm not taking it. I am taking
He's our best player. We can't get that.
For the way this club's going at the moment, he's too important for us to take.
Really?
I know there was talk last summer that apparently the Saudis came in for him last summer, and he didn't want to leave, but he had a meeting with the club.
120 million pounds. You're not.
I'm not taking it at the moment, Mr. B. I'm not seriously.
Okay, fair enough. I'm taking that money, boy.
So there we go, guys. A nice 3-0 win to wrap up the week. It's been a good week. We've qualified. We came through. At the start of the week, we were a bit nervous, weren't we? I mean, about the red.
No.
We came through. It was tough. It was this question mark, wasn't it? We came through that, and then we've come decisively beat Leicester, which we're supposed to do, but we did the business, and we got a clean sheet as well. So overall, it's been a good week for Man United Football Club. And to add to that, the third trident, or whatever you call it, is that we announced we get a new stadium as well. So overall, this week has been very productive for the club, and we must be feeling more confident. You're nodding your head off there, like that insurance dog. But yeah, it's been a good week, isn't it, Stuart?
Yeah, it's been a pucker week, best week of the season, I think. Obviously, after the Fulham FA Cup game, it was just like, well, what else could go wrong now? I was expecting us to lose to Stretchered the other night when we went 1-0 down. That's how bad things have been. But no, it's been a good week. Like, you've just summed up everything in that sentence, Yabba, about the stadium, and obviously beating Leicester, getting to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and let's hope we can go on and win it. Smash Spurs in the final, be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes, indeed. Do you know anything about Lyon?
Not a lot. No, I think they're about 6th, 7th in their league, which is poor because that's a shite league, isn't it?
They won 4-2 today against Le Havre.
They did?
I know that much.
Right. I know they've got Lacazette still. He's captain there, and he's the ex-Arsenal player. But it's a team. It's going to be a close game over there. But we expect to go through, surely, aren't we?
I have to have a look at them. I don't know much about them, to be honest. No. Vincent's calling you Stuart Churchill, as in the Churchill insurance dog. Mr. B, it's been a good week, bro.
Yeah, any week where we win a couple of games is a good week. You can, I said, United, man, they have this thing of thumping us in our face just when we think we're in a good place. So I'm expecting a lick on the box within the next couple of weeks from them. I hope we get some good news over this 2-week period in regards to players coming in and coming out. When I say in and out, injuries and length of injuries. They spoke about Ahmad coming back before the end of the season.
Oh wow!
The fact that Mount is back, brother, just stay fit, just so that we can use you, because I think come towards the end of the season, we need to see these players whether or not they're going to be able to play for us next season. You know, we're gonna lose 7 or 8 players. You know, the club's not gonna buy 7 or 8 players. So the players who are there need to understand the roles that they're playing. But I think it's been a positive week. I know it's a 2-week international break, but I'm actually looking. You see, I'm actually looking forward to an international break.
Yeah,
where we're not depressed. You know, we're not going to be doing shows about negativity. I mean, look, we've got 10 days of shows to do, and I think the majority of them should be pretty positive, to be fair, which makes a change. It makes a change.
Wonderful. Just a couple more fit-ups before we sign out. I wanted to say, Stephanie, that's a good joke. Very funny. She's saying that United will be kings of Leon, no doubt about it. And I just want to say,
I'm waiting for Andrew to come with his comment now.
Yeah. It has been a good week, and everyone seems to be delighted. Here's Chiku saying here, we are getting the Europa or what? I think he's asking the question. Yeah, we got.
I've said it. How long have I been calling that we're going to win Europa? How long have I been calling we're going to win Europa? Before Christmas, you know. So that's yeah, we are.
I mean, look, we got to expect to beat Leon in the semi-final. It's going to be Rangers or Athletic Bilbao. Bilbao are a good outfit. Rangers, I think that's poor, but I mean, they had a good result against Celtic today. But we've got to expect to get to the final, Mr. B, surely, haven't we? Injuries or not?
Yeah, I expect. Yeah. My only issue, Andrew, I said it. I do not want to play Tottenham. Normally, I wouldn't have a problem with them.
Yeah,
they've beaten us 3 times this season.
Yeah.
It was all right. We weren't as good, and they played us trash. It would be lovely to go and wipe their arse playing Amrin ball. I don't trust the players for that. As happy as I am with them, I haven't earned that trust yet. So I want them out. Can you imagine us losing to Tottenham and them getting Champions League football?
Oh,
don't get to the final. Just don't. No. I don't want to. They can't be in it. If they're not in it, they can't win it. So
they've beaten us 3 times this year.
Yeah.
I can't see them beating Frankfurt. They're a good outfit. But Tottenham are pony. They're worse than we've been.
Okay, there we go. Tottenham always bought it, don't they? They haven't won a title or a title since 2007 or something like that.
Sorry, yeah. But last time Tottenham won a trophy, I had hair.
There you go. That's a long time ago. We're in with a chance, which is positive, says Andrew Williams. Excited to see Leon. They are in dire financial straits and have some really good young players to keep an eye out on. And they're selling one of them really cheap, Ryan Cheeky, whatever his name is. Stephanie, this is Vincent Bullock saying, Stephanie, I hope your sex is not on fire. Laughing.
I knew it was coming. That's exactly. Oh, you know what? I thought it would have been Andrew. It was bloody Vincent.
But he said he hopes your sex is not on fire. Shouldn't be. It should be. You'd hope.
But is he allowed to say? Anyway.
I suppose. Yeah.
See,
that makes sense. Yeah. Well done, Vincent, for containing yourself. And as you say, last time Newcastle won a trophy. Before today, Mr. B was about 35 years old. Had to get the boots in, didn't he? He had to get the boots in somehow during the show. Stephanie Griffiths, they had a great show, everyone. see you in the week. Don't say see, we say lack of notch around here, and we will be saying that very soon. And there's Jew one then says Farn. Big up to Farn as well. Nice to see you. 22 likes at the moment. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We've done an hour of the show. We've had a great week so far. Do you want a tip for next week, guys? Shall I tell you a quick story?
Oh no, God.
Oh,
yeah, go on.
So we went selling some puppies the other day. My girlfriend's had some puppies. People came round, nice couple. He's a trainer, racehorse trainer from Epsom, and he gave me a tip. This Tuesday, Wolverhampton, bold suitor at Wolverhampton. Have a go.
Okay.
Bold suitor, Wolverhampton this Tuesday. Yeah.
What time?
Right, I might put a nugget on that. All right.
Yeah. What time's your racing?
I don't know yet, but all I know is the name of the horse. And there's another horse he's got in there, but he said definitely bold suitor should be a good one for some money. So I don't know what price. Probably going to be about 3-4 to 1. So if you got 20 quid, you can make yourself a nice little earner there. And it's on me. There you go. I get the SPs, I get the inside scoops. Yeah, just, connections like that. So yeah, bold suitor, Wolverhampton, and all you brummies out there. That's Vincent and Matty Bassett, and all you, Ed Mayhem, all you guys. Yeah, maybe you can even go down and watch the race. So bold suitor, Wolverhampton this week. It's been a great week. Hopefully our luck's in for Tuesday for Wolverhampton races. And we go from there. But from me, it's lack a notch.
Lack a notch from me.
Lack a notch from me, guys.
Good night, guys.